Voltmeter are devices which are used to measure the potential differences or EMF between any two nodes of circuit. Voltmeter must have ideally infinite resistance so that when they are connected between terminals, they draw no current from the circuit. But this is in ideal conditions. All voltmeter draw some current from the terminal they are attached. Analog to digital converter can be used to measure the voltage. The output of an ADC can be fed into a microcontroller so that the actual value can be displayed. Reading low DC voltage is easy from ADC, either embedded into same chip within a microcontroller or using a standalone unit. Typically an ADC can read a few volts depending upon the ADC chip, but reading an AC voltage is a total mess. In this session we learn the basics of circuit design, circuit simulations, analog filter design, digital filter design and many more to read high AC voltages using microcontroller and display it on a 7 segment. This is going to be a long project with a lot of things to learn, so please bear with me. Today we are going to learn how to simulate a circuit in KiCad. Using the simulator we will design a circuit to convert the high AC voltage to a measurable levels. A potential divider circuit is used to lower the voltage to the ADC levels. There is no need to memorize any formula for designing a potential divider circuit. We will design our potential divider circuit and simulate it using KiCad. Although we need some electronic knowledge to design a circuit. First of all is the Ohm's law. Ohm's law states that the potential difference across any conductor is directly proportional to the current flowing through it. With this in mind, we are ready to design our potential divider circuit. Let's we want our voltmeter to measure 500 volt RMS with 50 Hz. The peak voltage from a 500 volt RMS is root 2 times higher. So the peak value we get is 707.1067 volts. So we need to design a potential divider with input voltage of 710 volts. For this voltmeter design we will use 1.25 volt as a reference. We will get it later that how to get 1.25 volt exactly. For now just assume that we have an ADC whose reference is 1.25 volt. So we need 1.2 volt output when there is 710 volts at input. A potential divider circuit consists of a two resistance shown in figure. If you don't know how to make a circuit in KiCad, it is highly recommended that take a good tutorial on the subject and come back here. So you are still here or come back, we can resume our design. Let us assume that our voltmeter will draw 1 milliampere current from the terminal to measure the voltage. Also, whatever we connect at Vout will draw negligible amount of current with compared to 1 milliampere. For resistance R1, the potential difference is Vin minus Vout, which is equal to 708.8 volt, and the current in R1 is 1 milliampere. So R1 is 708.8 kilo ohm. And for resistance R2, the potential difference is Vout, which is 1.2 volt, and the current in R2 is 1 milliampere. So the value of R2 is 1.2 kilo ohm. Power dissipated in resistance is V square divided by R. So the power in R1 is 0.708 watt. And in resistance R2, the power is 1.2 milliwatt. Now let's simulate the circuit and see what we get. So we are back for the simulation and I accidentally deleted the previous circuit. So here we are and I am designing a new circuit right now. So let us we have a source. This is our source. This is our resistor R1, it will be R1. And what was the value of R1? R1 is 708.8 kilo ohm. You can change the value of any resistance by hovering a mouse and press V. To copy the component, press C and it will copy. Now change the value of R2 to, what is the value of R2? It is 1.2 kilo ohm, 1.2 K. Press W to make a wire connection, and these are ideal wires, and also these components are lumped model component. You can learn about lumped model component on Wikipedia, or maybe later I will show you what are the lump model component. Just now stick with it. We just place a ground. The ground is the reference point. This is actually a 0 point, and press Ctrl H, press V. This is a global label. We connect it here. Copy the label. Press E to change the label to V out. Connect it here. Annotate the circuit. Okay, now R1, R2, but we need a voltage at V1, so press E, go to edit spice model, DC, we put 710 volts here. Okay, this is the parameters the simulator will going to use, and later on project we will know what is to do with all the other things, but right now we will change its DC value to 710 volts. It just means that simulator will treat this as a voltage source of 710 volts, and we can measure R1, R2 and V out and all these things. Okay, now just go to a tool menu and press simulator. Here is simulator, and this is the KiCad simulator. These are go to settings and go to transient. Time step is 1 millisecond. It is a step time where the simulation will try to calculate the voltage and current are there, and final time, it's the stop time for which the simulation is going on, and final time is around, you can arbitrarily set it to any value because it's a DC, is not going to change, so I will set it to say 100 millisecond. Initial time is 0. Now we want to run our simulation. Press run and stop simulation. See here, we have number of data rows of 108 and reference voltage is 0. Click on add signals. We get R1, R2, V1, V2, V in, V out, and I is stand for current and V is stand for voltages. So just double click on V in and we see that there is 710 volts. The red is the V in. Press on V out. It is showing 0. Okay. Now we are interested only in these things, V in and V out. So just close it. Make a marker. Okay, you can just hide the signal by right click and hide the signal. See, it is exactly 1.2 volt. To see more exact values, click on show cursor, and at 50 milliseconds time the voltage is 1.2 volt, and you can change it wherever you want. This is 1.2 volt at 710 volts input. Now let's see some currents. By double clicking on the signal, it will hide it. Current in R1, you can see that it is 0.1, less than 0.1 ampere. Let's just zoom it and see what is the actual value. Actual value is exactly 1 milliampere. See? Okay, we can just show cursor. 1000 microampere current is flowing, and which is equal to 1 milliampere, and this is the time. You can see here is the time and here is the voltage. And one more thing, let's see what current is flowing in resistance R2. Add signal, go to R2, and the yellow line is R2. Show cursor, See, 1 million. 1 milliampere in R2 for the cursor of R2 and 1 milliampere in R1. This is exactly what we are talking about, that in series we have equal current but two definitely different voltages. So this is how you can simulate it. Now we are going to design the system. Well, hello. It seems that you are getting bored staring at the screen of computer. Let me show you something interesting. Hello, I have just finished mounting this circuit and power it up by using a transformer. Transformer is isolated from any earth and ground, and I am also isolated from any ground. These are 4 relays, and here is the jumper G12. If I touch anywhere else, it doesn't matters. But look what happened. See? My finger didn't touch. All the relays are tricking. This is a typical example of not grounding the circuit properly. Although it will be fine if it will enclose in this enclosure, which is a metal case. But this is how electromagnetic radiations can leak and malfunction a circuit. Now I have inserted the microcontroller in there. Previously it was open. Now I am turning on the circuit and see what happened. I didn't turn on yet. Same. These are flickering. What? Now they are flickering random, not random. What? Oh, it doesn't care. The circuit is not designed to be run in open or in such cases. Especially without ground wire. These are only AC plus minus 12 volt and a ground, but not earth. The circuit must be connected to earth work properly. At least for now I can do my testing and just attach a proper earthing. Seems good. Very good. Let's try one more time. By default, why it isn't on state in the relays? They must be off state. Right now there is no code on microcontroller. Maybe there is no code on microcontroller, so it is pulling the pin high. Let's see on once more. See, they flicker some time, but after the fields had been stabilized, I can touch anywhere I want. It will not pop anything else. This is a good design actually. Of course it's a good design. I have 10 years of experience in designing these things. But now our client wants it to through hole component, but not the SMD. SMD is very cheap. But through hole components are like to work with. This is a PC. Through hole single layer component. At least 20 to 25 years old technology. Now I think you have a good time in intermission. We have seen that R1 is 708.8 kilo ohm and 1.2 kilo ohm is the value of R2. Current is exactly 1 milliampere as we seen in the simulation, but this circuit is not going to work because there is no way you can find 708.8 kilo ohm of resistance and 1.2 kilo ohm of resistance. So maybe 1.2 kilo ohm will be fine. So how to find the value of resistances? So in electronics, in mechanical, in electricals, in every engineering field or in every practical field, we must use preferred numbers. For electronics, there are preferred numbers, and for resistances, we are going to learn these preferred numbers. Just open Octave now. The preferred numbers are E6 is the oldest one. I know that E3 was there, but most commonly we have E6 series. Okay, now what is the E6 series? E6 series is the value of resistance is around 20% of tolerance, but tolerance is not a matter right now. We will learn about the tolerances later. Right now we are concentrate only the value. Okay, so let us we store the value constant C is equal to the sixth root of 10, and which is 10 raised to power 1/6. This is the value of C. Okay, now we have a decade of ranging values. These are from 1 to 10 is 1 decade, 10 to 100 is 1 decade, 100 to 1000 is 1 decade, and now. So how many values are there in a decade? It can be determined by raising power of this constant C, which is 1.4678. So the first value will be E1, which is equal to C raised to power 0 times 10. Okay. So the first resistance value is 10. Now the second resistance value we'll get is E2 raised power to 1, and we get 14.6. Next value we get is C square 21.5. Okay. Now we get C3 4 31.6 4. See how the pattern is going. If you have any electronics knowledge or have seen the resistance and capacitance, you are familiar with this number. Okay, and here we have the next number. Now, what will happen now? We get the next decade first number. Okay, it is a number from the next decade. Now let's see here. The value of E1 is 10, then 14.6, 21.5, 31.6, 46.7, 68.129 and all this. Now these numbers are the exact geographic progression which is given by 6th root of 10, and we are raising a power of these. Now just search for E6 series. E6, E3, there it is. See, there is a E3 series also. We are interested in E6 series right now. And here we have the E6 series is at 20% tolerance. There are 6 resistors in each decade. But where the hell are values? E6, okay, E6, we have 1, we get 1, 1.5, we get 1.46, 2.2, 3.3, 4.7 and 6.8, and we are getting these numbers in a multiple of 10 because we are calculating for the next decade. Okay, so our values were 10 ohms. This is 68 ohms, 46 ohm. We will get 31, 21, 14 and 46. So these are a little rounded, and we get the value 10 ohm, then we get 15 ohm, 22 ohm, 33 ohm, 47 ohm, 68 ohm, and then we get 100 ohm. It seems E6 series is not going to work, so we usually design our circuit by using E12 series, or when we design some SMD components, and other than that we usually prefer E48 or E196 series. So here we have the values of E48 series, E96 series. So we prefer E96 and E48 series. But normally for most of the circuit, E12 and E24 are good enough. Okay, I will put a link in the description for this E24 series. Now just analyze what our circuit is. we need 708.8 kilo ohm. In E12 series we have 6.8. What we get is 680 kilo ohm. We have actually 1.2 kilo ohm resistance at R2, but I have 1 kilo ohm resistance in my lab. Let's see what change it is bringing to us. Simulate the circuit again. Go to setting, go to transient, time step is 1 millisecond, 100 millisecond, 0. Input voltage is 700 at 10 and output voltage is, I don't know what output voltage is unless we place a marker. Show cursor, it is 1 volt. Well, it is actually decreased. It is 1 volt now. So we can actually make our input voltage are more than 710 volt, and current in R1 and current in R2 is equal to this. Current is 1.04 milliamps. Current I is 1.04 milliamps and resistance R is 680 kilo ohm. Power P is equal to I square R. I times R. It's 0.73549. So the resistance rating we have required is of 1 watt resistor. 1 watt 680 kilo ohm resistance will be enough for doing this job. This is how a DC potential divider is working. Now we move towards the AC.